So let's assume we want to make a movies website, much like this one. Now, if we were to make this based on what we've been doing thus far, what we would do is start with an empty programming file, and we would call it something like movies.py. Now, since a movie has a lot of data associated with it, like the movie's title, its storyline, we would add that to our program. Also, we would want to do things with our movies, like show the movie's trailer, or show or print all of the movie's information. So we would add those functions to our code as well. So far, so good. So further imagine that we want to run this program, and we want to play a movie's trailer. Well, which movie's trailer? To make that work, we would have to provide the show trailer function some information or arguments, like this. In this case, we are saying, hey, play Toy Story's YouTube URL. That seems manageable enough. Now let's try to print out a movie's information. Well, which movie's information? Again, we would have to supply some sort of information or arguments to the show info function. Arguments like the movie's title, its storyline, release date, rating, YouTube URL, director, box office, etc. Now, I don't know about you, but this function show info is already getting too convoluted for me. Imagine what happens if we have to supply more information to it, like the movie's cast or the movie's reviews. What we really want to do is define a template for our movie and record all of the data that needs to go into that template. Data like the movie's title, its storyline, and functions like show trailer and show information. And then simply say, hey, Toy Story is a movie, and so is Avatar. And then have the ability to say, show me Toy Story's trailer, or show me Avatar's information. No arguments necessary. Now, one way of doing this, just by using functions, is to take the template that we had defined and make multiple copies of it. So we could make a copy of this template and call it toystory.py, and make another copy of this template and call it avatar.py. Now we will be able to say things like toystory.showTrailer and avatar.showInfo. Now, this doesn't seem like a very smart solution to me. Imagine what happens if we have to add more pieces of data to our template, or if we have to rename one of our functions, say from showTrailer to playTrailer. If that happens, we will have to make those changes in each and every copy that we make. This doesn't seem like a very smart thing to do. So what we really need is a way of making copies of a template without having multiple files. We need the ability to define a template for something, like we did for movies, and then be able to say, hey, Toy Story is a type of that template, and so is Avatar. Avatar is also a type of that template. We need something new, and that new thing in programming is called a class. So what are classes and how do you use them? Let's find out in the next few lessons.